keeps turning its face away. I watch the hands move like they already know the way. You're cut by the window, still holding the trace of steam. And I swear that the room is drifting inside a dream. The spoon in the saucer, the small white crack in the plate. Everything here says stay, but time says wait. Your laugh leaves a shadow across the red tablecloth, and I count every second as if counting could get me off. If I could lay 1 minute down where the next one starts, I'd press my palms to the moment and keep it in my heart. If I could ask the evening to loosen up its line, I'd borrow a little mercy and make it last this time. Slow down, slow down. Hold the minute in your hand. Slow down, slow down. Let this evening where it stands. I don't want tomorrow, I want your voice right here. Slow down, slow down. Make the night disappear. Slow down, slow down. Let the second lose its race. Slow down, slow down. Keep your eyes in this place. If time is a river, then I'm sinking in your sound. Slow down, baby, slow down. The alley below us has gone to a softer hush. A bus sighs at the corner, then lets the moment rush. Your ring taps the glass rim, a tiny silver rain, and all of my careful words fall quiet again. I wanted to tell you how fast my heart can go, how every good thing leaves me too soon, too low. But you touch my sleeve now, and the panic starts to fade, like moonlight on old water when the current has been laid. If I could stop the change before it learns my name, I'd keep the flame on the candle and leave it just the same. If I could hold this midnight without a crack of dawn, I'd fold it into my pocket and carry it along. Slow down, slow down. Hold the minute in your hand. Slow down, slow down. Let this evening where it stands. I don't want tomorrow, I want your voice right here. Slow down, slow down. Make the night disappear. Slow down, slow down. Let the second lose its race. Slow down, slow down. Keep your eyes in this place. If time is a river, then I'm sinking in your sound. Slow down, baby, slow down. Maybe we are not meant to keep the sun from coming. Maybe all we ever get is one good song from the running. But here in this corner, with Let the ceiling hold our silence for another heartbeat. And if the morning finds us with its honest empty light, let it wait outside the door just one more night. Slow down, slow down. Hold the minute in your hand. Slow down, slow down. Let this evening where it stands. I don't want tomorrow, I want your voice right here. Slow down, slow down. Make the night disappear. Slow down, slow down. Let the second lose its race. Slow down, slow down. Keep your eyes in this place. If time is a river, then I'm sinking in your sound. Slow down, slow down. Baby, slow down. The clock can keep on talking, I won't answer back. I'm busy in the stillness of the life we almost left. So stay. I turn the corner slow, where the old grocery used to stand. The window is a barber shop now, and the boy at the door looks like a man. The cracked red bricks are still there, with the same rain stains in the seam. I traced your name with my eyes, like I was searching for a dream. The bakery is gone, love, but the air still tastes like sugar there. A paper cup rolled past my shoes, and for a second you were everywhere. I kept my hands in my coat, like I could hold myself together. Every step was a little note from a night we swore would last forever. And the block kept breathing, same old rhythm, same old ache. I heard your laugh in a passing gate, then it vanished with a break. Walking through the streets we once shared, I still feel you there, I still feel you there. Walking through the streets we once shared, every corner knows what we used to wear. The laundromat still hums at dusk, coins clink like rain in a tin. There's a crack in the glass by the door where we wrote our names and walked in. I remember your hand on my sleeve, cold from the wind, warm from the run. We bought cheap oranges by the pound and ate them under a weak sun. Now the butcher lights are different, the old cat is somebody else's, but the same woman by the bus stop still folds her coat when the weather settles. I paused where the poster wall used to catch all our late night plans. Now it's layered over and over, but I swear I can read your hand. I kept my pace like a prayer, soft enough to hear the pavement. Every memory was standing there in the shape of my own arrangement, and the block kept breathing. Same old rhythm, same old ache. I heard your name in the tram bell ring, then it dissolved at the break. Walking through the streets we once shared, I still feel you there, I still feel you there. Walking through the streets we once shared, every corner knows what we used to wear. At the little bridge by the canal, the water held a broken moon. I leaned on the rail and watched my reflection split in two. One of me kept moving forward, one of me stayed with the past. The city didn't ask for answers, it just kept playing the cast. So I let the silence speak, let the night sit in my chest. Not every love becomes a house, some just leave a lighted crest. And I thought if I walked far enough, the ache might loosen its grip. But the roads were sown with your footsteps, every curb a place we slipped. Walking through the streets we once shared, I still feel you there, I still feel you there. Walking through the streets we once shared, every corner knows what we used to wear. At the corner deli, the owner still nods like he knows my name. I bought a black coffee I didn't want, just to stay inside the frame. Outside, the evening softened, blue on the windows, gold on the rail. A child dropped a ribbon in puddled light, and I watched it drift like a tail. I passed the steps where we once sat, counting the sirens far away. You said if we ever lose our way, the street will remember the day. Maybe that's why I came back, to ask the bricks what they keep. Maybe that's why my chest felt full when I thought I could not sleep. The block was never only ours, but it wore our names for a while. Now it gives them back in fragments, in a shadow, in a smile. Walking through the streets we once shared, I still feel you there, I still feel you there. Walking through the streets we once shared, every corner knows what we used to wear. I turned the corner slow, where the old grocery used to stand. The window is a barber shop now, and the boy at the door looks like a man. The cracked red bricks are still there, with the same rain stains in the seam. I There's a book on the shelf with your name on the spine, and every page still leans toward that old summertime. Your cup left a ring on the old table stain. I keep moving it around like that could change the name. The room still knows your steps by the shape of the floor. I hear them in the hush by the half-open door, and I let the night sit down like it paid me a visit. Then I touch that faded page, and I lose it, and I miss it. We used to sing it slow by the edge of the light. You'd bend the last line and I'd hold the high. Now the air feels thin where your laughter used to land. I still reach for your hand like it's part of the plan. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. I still know every turn, I still know everything. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. It stays in my chest like a small broken ring. Oh, where did it go? Oh, I still don't know. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. I passed by the cafe where the windows were steam. Same cracked little bell, same tired red beam. There was a couple by the door laughing into the rain, and it hit me like a thumb on a bruise full of days. You wore that blue scarf when the weather turned cold, and I saved you a seat near the back of the room. We shared one folded menu like a map to the moon, and we sang through the wait till the waitress knew the tune. We made a soft kind of magic out of small common things, a spoon on a glass and the way a heart rings. Now the song comes back when the kettle starts to sigh, or when the street outside looks like it's trying to cry. We used to sing it low till the whole night leaned in. Your voice at the edge, mine underneath. Now the same four walls hold a different kind of sound. I still hear you near when the world spins round. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. I still know every turn, I still know everything. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. It stays in my chest like a small broken ring. Oh, where did it go? Oh, I still don't know. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. Maybe time is a pianist with a tired right hand, playing sweet little losses across a borrowed band. Maybe love is a note that outlives the last breath, hanging in the room like a promise not kept. Still I can't forget how your voice used to fold around that tender voice, making midnight feel gold. So if somewhere you hear it in a room far away, know I'm singing the same line in the same old way. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. I still know every turn, I still know everything. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. It stays in my chest like a small broken ring. Oh, where did it go? Oh, I still don't know. The song we used to sing, the song we used to sing. And if the night grows kind and the moon stays near, I'll hum that first small measure like you might appear. The song we used to sing, soft as a passing train. The song we used to sing, I sing it once again. We were strangers in that corner seat, rain on the window, sugar on your sleeve. You stirred your drink like you were thinking twice. I said hello, and the room went quiet. The waiter passed with a tray of steam. Your laugh came low like a secret dream. You asked my name like it mattered then, and I forgot the rest of the room again. Your coat was dark, your hands were cold. Mine shook a little, trying not to show. One little table, two paper cups, and the whole wide world was smaller than us. The clock above kept letting time go by, but I was lost inside your eyes. The spoon tapped soft against the glass, like it knew this moment wouldn't pass. And when you smiled, I felt the air turn slow and gold between us there. I should've known, I should've known. Some doors open and you walk home changed alone. The cafe where we first met still lives in my mind, I guess. One blue plate, one red chair, and your voice cutting through the air. That cafe where we first met, I still taste the rain on your dress. If I close my eyes, I'm there, at the cafe where we first met. You had a book with a broken spine, pages bent like a life in time. I asked what line you loved the most. You said the one that never bows. The sugar bowl, the chipped white rim, the way the light got soft on the brim of every cup lined up by the wall, as if the night was listening to all. You told me stories in careful tones about your mother, your train rides home, about the city and the way it sways when the buses leave and the last train waits. I didn't try to talk too much, I just watched the steam rise up. Every pause was a kind of song, and I knew I had to stay right there long. The door kept opening, letting rain inside, but nothing fingers trace the edge of the cup, and my whole old life started giving up. The record in the corner hummed like it knew what we had become. I leaned in close, you leaned in too, and the world got small enough for two. That cafe where we first met still lives in my mind, I guess. One blue plate, one red chair, and your voice cutting through the air. That cafe where we first met, I still taste the rain on your dress. If I close my eyes, I'm there at the cafe where we first met. Now every street with a window glow can drag me back where the soft lights go. I pass by there when the evenings fold, and the glass still keeps that amber gold. The awning sags the same way now, the same old cups, the same dark plow of tired feet on the wooden floor. The bell on the door like before. Sometimes I think I hear you laugh from somewhere deep in the aftermath of all the years we never planned, all the lost time slipping through our hands. I never asked if you felt the spark. I was afraid to name the dark that lives in every beautiful start when it steps inside and rewrites your heart. Maybe we were only passing through, two restless souls with too much truth. Maybe the rain and the little white cup were just a way the world woke us up. Still I remember how you said my name, like you were lighting a paper flame. And I remember the tilt of your chin, the way the whole night pulled us in. If I could reach through the years between, I'd set our order back on 13. I'd pour the tea, you'd steal the lid, and we'd laugh at the things we never said. The spoon on glass, the low murmur, one small table, one lifetime further. That cafe where we first met still lives in my mind, I guess. One blue plate, one red chair, and your voice cutting through the air. That cafe where we first met, I still taste the rain on your dress. If I close my eyes, I'm there at the cafe where we first met. The cafe where we first met, like a song I can't forget. Same old door, same soft light, holding us inside the night. The cafe where we first met, every heartbeat keeps it set. If I close my eyes, I'm there at the cafe where we first met. And when the city turns to blue, I still The glass held one last ring of red. Your lips lipstick left a small heart there. The bartender stacked the chairs too slow, like he knew what we were losing. Your coat hung quiet on the hook, mine fell open like a tired door, and the band kept tracing circles around the words we couldn't say. You looked at me like weather changes before the rain decides to fall. Then you smiled in that forgiving way that hurt me most of all. I tried to joke, I tried to breathe, I tried to make the moment light, but the clock kept tapping on the wood on the night we said goodbye. And I remember how your hand stayed still in mine, like it was learning how to let me cross the line. The room got smaller every time we said it's fine, but we both knew that wasn't true that night. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye. We smiled like broken glass and let it cut us wide. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye. I held your name too close and watched it drift outside. Outside, the alley wore a sheen from rain that never quite arrived. The taxi waited at the curb with its yellow breath alive. You said you had a lot to do. I said I had some things to learn. Two polite strangers in the dark at the edge of a bridge we burned. Your laugh was soft, a closing door. My chest was full of unsent lines. I could have told you stay with me, I could have begged one more time, but pride sat heavy in my mouth and silence wore my face that night. So I just watched your fingers loosen on the night we said goodbye. And I remember how the moon sat low and thin, like a coin lost in the folds of your skin. The air went steady, then it trembled from within. We knew forever could still be ending then. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye. We smiled like broken glass and let it cut us wide. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye. I held your name too close and watched it drift outside. Now every hour has that shape of one more chair turned upside down, one more light left on too long in an empty part of town. I passed the places we once went, and they all look slightly blurred, like the world kept all its colors but forgot the shape of your words. I still hear your keys at dusk, the soft click in the front hall. I still reach for the missing touch that used to catch me when I'd fall. Some nights I even taste your laugh like bourbon in a paper cup, and every slow song on the radio feels like it's lifting you up. Maybe goodbyes don't slam, maybe they just fade like said goodbye. Yeah, yeah. The night we said goodbye. The night we said goodbye. We smiled like broken glass and let it cut us wide. The night we said goodbye. The night we said goodbye. I held your name too close and watched it drift outside. The night we said goodbye. The night we said goodbye. I hear it in the rain and in the road at 5. The night we said goodbye. Still living in my chest, still soft, still alive. So if your memory walks back in with that same slow, tender tread, leave the door unlatched for just a while. Let the silence do the rest, because some hearts don't break, they simply learn to stay in the smoky little corner of the night we walked away. The glass held one last ring of red. Your lipstick left a small heart there. The bartender stacked the chairs too slow, like he knew what we were losing. Your coat hung quiet on the hook, mine fell open like a tired door, and the band kept. I saw you first in a window stain, half a face in the rain-cut glass. You were gone before I named your shape, but the evening held you like a class. A red sign blinked on your collarbone, and the world went soft at the edge. My hands were empty, my coat was wet, and I followed your shadow's pledge. You moved like a secret I knew too well, like a note that bends and stays. Every step left a silver bruise, every glance pulled me in the maze. And I leaned in slow, let the hush unfold, let the room turn low and blue. When your outline slipped through the crowded dark, I was already chasing you. Your shadow in the neon lights keeps pulling me back tonight. Your shadow in the neon lights, I can't look away, I try. Your shadow in the neon lights draw circles in my mind. Your shadow in the neon lights and leaves my heart behind. There was lipstick on a paper cup, there was smoke in the sugar air. You traced your name on a folded napkin, then erased it like you cared. The saxophone leaned on a lonely chord, the drummer brushed the floor. You laughed like you had somewhere else to be, but your eyes said, stay a little more. I watched your ring tap once on the bar, like a clock with a broken tooth. Every old bruise in me woke up fast, every lie gave way to truth. You moved like a secret I knew too well, like a note that bends and stays. Every step left a silver bruise, every glance pulled me in the maze. And I leaned in slow, let the hush unfold, let the room turn look away, I try. Your shadow in the neon lights draw circles in my mind. Your shadow in the neon lights and leaves my heart behind. Maybe you were never meant to stay, maybe you were only smoke. Still your shape hangs soft on every wall, like a joke I cannot joke. I have tried to wash you from the glass, try to empty out the room, but every bright and borrowed sign puts your outline back in bloom. So if you pass me by again, let the world be slow and thin. I'll be the fool at the end of the bar, letting the night pull me in. Stay, sway, fade, then return again. Your shadow in the neon lights keeps pulling me back tonight. Your shadow in the neon lights, I can't look away, I try. Your shadow in the neon lights draw circles in my mind. Your shadow in the neon lights and leaves my heart behind. Your shadow in the neon lights still hums where the glass was warm. Your shadow in the neon lights is the shape I call a storm. The room goes dim, the last note falls, the chair beside me stays, and your shadow in the neon lights goes walking down the haze. Shadow in the neon lights. Your shadow in the neon lights. The room stayed blue when I lost you. The ashtray held your lipstick red. Two drinks gone warm, the room went thin. Your hand was still beside my glass, like it forgot the shape of leaving. The candle bent in folded air, a ring of smoke above your face. You looked at me like you had found a door inside a crowded place. I tried to say 1,000 things, but every word came back too slow. The band was packing up their charts while winter pressed against the window. Your coat was hanging on the chair, your scarf was loose, your eyes were clear, and I could hear the last train sigh through all the noise I wouldn't hear. You smiled like you already knew the road was calling out your name. I watched the truth sit on your tongue, and still I asked the same old thing. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye, you left my heart in goodbye. The night we said goodbye, no tears could stop the sky. I held you once, then time, the night we said goodbye. You spoke in careful, gentle lines about a city far from here, a room with windows painted white, a job, a bed, a brand new year. You said you had to find yourself. I nodded like I understood, but love was sitting in my chest like something tender, burned and good. The waiter cleared the empty cups, the mirror made us look so small. Your laugh slipped off the table edge and landed softly by the wall. I traced the rim of fractured blue. You tapped your thumb against your knee. We both were trying not to name the shape of what could never be. Then you reached over, touched my hand, a simple move, a final light. And every secret we had kept was standing right there in the night. You looked away, then looked back once, as if to ask me not to plead. But all I had was one more breath, and all you had was leaving me. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye, you left my heart in time. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye, when no tears could stop the sky. I held you once, then time, the night we said goodbye. Outside the rain began to fold on plexiglass and broken stone. The driver kept his meter low, like he could tell we were alone. You stood beneath the awning there, your suitcase dark against your shin. A neon sign across the street was trembling in the window skin. I watched you light a single smoke, you didn't even take it in. You only held it while you thought, and let the ember dim and spin. I wanted to be brave for you, to say go chase the life you need. But all I gave you was a nod, and all you gave was make-believe. And you stepped close enough to hear my heartbeat strike its little plea. And when you kissed me, it was like a bruise that learned to set me free. If I had known the weight of that, the silver ache, the last refrain, I would have kept the hours still and asked the rain to fall again. I would have said your name out loud, I would have let my knees go weak. I would have told you I was scared instead of trying to look sleek. But goodbye was in your coat, goodbye was in the taxi glow, goodbye was in the way you turned before I had to let you go. Oh, the room stayed blue when I lost you. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye, you left my heart in time. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye, no tears could stop the sky. I held you once, then time, the night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye, still echoes through my mind. A kiss goodbye. And now the ashtray's cold, the glass is dry and still. But when the bass goes low, I feel that midnight spill. The night we said goodbye, the night we said goodbye. The ashtray held your lipstick red. The room still leans to your side, where your coat used to fall. A glass on the ledge half full, and a small dent in the wall. Your laugh is in the wood grain, in the lid, in the hinges, in the keys. I sit down and find your shape in the space between my knees. The candle burned low twice before I touched a single note. Then one chord turned to your shadow, and the whole old night got close. I swear the bench still knows you, how you folded into sound, how your fingers left their weather on every black and white around. And when I play too softly, the silence starts to breathe, like it's waiting for your hand to come back and finish me. I miss the way you listened, like you knew what never shows, like every cracked old measure was a path you used to know. The piano remembers your touch, piano remembers your touch. Every key still calls you back, every note still aches that much. The piano remembers your touch, the piano remembers your touch. I can hear you in the hush. The piano remembers your touch. You left a scarf on the chair and a chord in the air. Now the night folds it over, like it wants to keep it there. I tried to clean the dust off, but the dust knew my name. It settled on the octave, like it never left the frame. There's a little chip on the E from the ring you wore. I hit it by mistake, and suddenly I was standing at that door. Rain on the window, June heat, your bare feet on the floor. You said, play that one again, and I could not ask for more. So I played it till the blue dawn, till the coffee went cold, till the hallway light came silver, and your silence turned to gold. And when I turn the page now, the ink still leans your way, like a map of where your fingers used to land and make me stay. I miss the way you listened, like like a prayer without a word, like you heard the parts that trembled and the parts that never got heard. The piano remembers your touch. The piano remembers your touch. Every key still calls you back. Every note still aches that much. The piano remembers your touch. The piano remembers your touch. I can hear you in the hush. The piano remembers your touch. Maybe this is what remains when the door has softly closed. Not the names we said forever, just the places love once goes. Maybe grief is just a melody that won't learn to let go. A sweet bruise in the moonlight, a handprint in the smoke. And if I press the pedal down, I can make the ghost run long. Stretch them out across the ceiling, turn the leaving into song. So I play the bruised old heartbeat of the hour we lost our way, and the room becomes a harbor for the things I couldn't say. There's a jacket on the back chair that I never moved away. It still carries your perfume, like a note that wants to stay. The metronome is sleeping, but my pulse keeps time with the lonely little answer of your absence in the line. I have learned the shape of midnight in the shine of polished black, how the dark can hold a memory and still give something back. Every octave, every whisper, every bent and borrowed tone says your hands were here before me, and I'm not alone. If I let the last chord linger, it becomes a kind of light, not the kind that makes things easy. 2 a.m. on Mercer Street. Your case is by the chair. One cracked glass, one cold ashtray, and moonlight on your hair. The room still knows your name, even if you don't. The lamp keeps half a promise, the clock just says it won't. You left your coat on purpose, like you meant to come back, but the hook by the doorway just hangs there in the black. And the kettle on the stove went quiet hours ago. I keep touching the silence, like it might still know. So I lift you to my lips, not a prayer, not a lie, just one long sky. Lonely saxophone, sing me home. Lonely saxophone, don't leave me alone. Turn that ache into gold. Lonely saxophone at 2 a.m. so bold. Hold me, hold me. Lonely saxophone. The bartender downstairs has locked the final gate. The subway grinds its tired teeth and disappears in gray. Your lipstick on the rim of a coffee cup we shared looks like a tiny red confession I still haven't dared. I folded up your note inside the yellow light. 3 words and a smudge, they cut the room at night. I read them soft and slow till they blur and bend like a road that keeps on curling with no sign of end. And the walls are breathing low with every brushed up beat. I hear your heel step memory crossing back to me. So I let that silver line climb the dark, then rise one more time before sunrise. Lonely saxophone, sing me home. Lonely saxophone, don't leave me alone. Turn that ache into gold. Lonely saxophone at 2 a.m. so bold. Hold me, hold me. Lonely saxophone. You were never just a passing face. You were the sound I learned to trace in every doorway, every train, in every pocket of the rain. Now the whole room leans and listens to the bruise inside the blue. And I swear I hear you breathing when the horn bends clean and true. Let it crack, let it cry, let it tell the truth tonight. Let it sway, let it burn till the lonely hands return. Lonely saxophone, sing me home. Lonely saxophone, don't leave me alone. Turn that ache into gold. Lonely saxophone at 2 a.m. so bold. Hold me, lonely saxophone. Morning will come with papers and trucks on the avenue. They'll scrub away the footprints, but not the shape of you. I'll put your case upright beside the window glass and wait for one more thunder in a world that moves too fast. If love was only lesson, then Why does it still sting? Why does a single note keep following everything? So I keep the door half open, and I keep the lamp half low, for the lonely saxophone that taught my heart to glow. Lonely saxophone, stay with me. Lonely saxophone, till the street turns sea. One last line, one last sigh, then the dark can learn to fly. Lonely saxophone at 2 a.m. So bold. Lonely saxophone. Lonely saxophone, 2 a.m. on Mercer Street. Your case is by the chair. One cracked glass, one cold ashtray, and moonlight on your hair. The room still knows your name, even if you don't. The lamp keeps half promised. The clock just The clock in the hall keeps talking, like it knows my name by heart. Your coat is still on the chair, and the room feels twice as dark. I watch the tea go cold in a cup with a chipped white ring. You laughed at something small, now I can't remember the thing. The window holds our faces in a blur from the rain outside. Every drop on the glass feels like a step I can't divide. And I keep saying gently, just a little longer stay. But the minute slips its collar, and it runs the other way. If I could catch 1 second, I would keep it in my palm. Hold it like a little bird, hold it till the room was calm. If I could ask the moon to lean a little lower down, I would pin the evening open, I would never let it drown. Wishing time would slow down, wishing time would slow down. Let this hour breathe with us, let this moment settle down. Wishing time would slow down, wishing time would slow down. If your hand stays in my hand, maybe grief won't make a sound. Your voice is in the corners, in the scratch of wood and glass, in the tiny click of silver when you move your cup at last. The table knows our secrets, every mark, every stain, every bend. The salt beside the napkins looks like snow that will not end. I see the street below us, with its buses and its bent umbrellas. People rushing past the windows, like they got somewhere better. But here the air is softer, here the night don't need to win. Here I can hear your breathing, like a song I want again. And I know just cut through. But tonight is only tonight, and tonight is just us two. If I could catch 1 second, I would keep it in my chest, press it where the pulse is quiet, let it rest against my rest. If I could ask the dark to leave 1 candle burning here, I would make the seconds kinder. I would hold you near and near, wishing time would slow down, wishing time would slow down. Let this hour breathe with us, let this moment settle down. Wishing time would slow down, wishing time would slow down. If your hand stays in my hand, maybe grief won't make a sound. Tell me what the stars do when they watch us fade away. Do they feel the same soft ache when the evening turns to gray? I don't need forever, just a little more of now. 1 more trace of your laughter, 1 more reason anyhow. So let the clock keep speaking, let it knock on the wall. I'll be here beside you, trying not to hear it all. Wishing time would slow down, wishing time would slow down. Let this hour breathe with us, let this moment settle down. Wishing time would slow down, wishing time would slow down. If your hand stays in my hand, maybe grief won't make a sound. Stay in the ember, stay in the ember, stay in the line, stay in the line, stay in the small gold space where your eyes meet mine. Wishing time would slow down, just this once. Wishing time would slow down, and call it enough. The kettle cooled by noon, your cup still on the shelf. I left your scarf by the door, like you might come back yourself. The house keeps your shape in the dents on the couch, in the ring on the wood where your glass leaned out. I still set 2 plates, and I laugh at my hands. Old habits are clever, they don't take commands. Outside the fig tree bends with fruit too heavy to hold. Even the fruit knows when a branch has gone cold. And I don't say your name when the room gets thin. I let it sit in my mouth like a note buried in. The floorboards remember the weight of your steps. I hear you in the hallway, and the things I kept. The stars know what we lost, they saw it all fall slow. The stars know what we lost, and they don't stars know our names, even when we don't. The stars know what we lost. The stars know what we want. Your coat in the closet still holds winter and rain. I found a loose button and I saved it again. The landlord changed the lock, but I still turn it twice. Old grief has a habit of feeling like advice. I played that blue record, the one you call too sad, but the room sounded kinder than the life we had. There was salt in the sink and a spoon in the bowl, a small silver moon in the mess of it all. I wrote down the date, then I tore it in half like paper could fix what the years took back. And I don't ask why when the dark comes down. I just light one lamp and let it circle the room around. Your shadow stayed polite, it never slammed the door. It only learned my silence and lived there more and more. The stars know what we lost. They saw it all fall slow. The stars know what we lost, and they don't let it go. Oh, the stars know our names, even when we don't. The stars know what we lost. The stars know what we want. Some nights I go walking past the bakery and the station where the air smells like sugar and somebody's hesitation. The sky is a ledger full of old bright ink. It keeps every cross and every thread at the brink. If love is a witness, then the night is the judge, and it keeps on its shoulders the burden of us. I don't need a verdict, I don't need a prayer. I just need to know that you were once there, that the porch light was yellow, that the rain fell hard, that we made a small kingdom out of borrowed cards. Now the dog across the street barks at nothing and returns. I think of the fever of a candle that burns, the marble in the windowsill as cold as your ring. I hold it and I hear how the old songs sing. The sugar jar is empty, but the lid still sticks. And I know how to love the shape of what's missed. You left me a doorway that opens on air, a door with the paint gone from one careful stare. And I live in that doorway between then and now, with my shoulders to silence and my face to the crowd. Still I don't say goodbye, not the real one, no. I just fold it inward where the softest hurt can go. The ceiling keeps its distance, the moon keeps its frame, and the stars keep their records in a language of flame. The stars know what we lost. They saw it all fall slow. The stars know what we lost, and they don't let it go. Oh, the stars know our names, even when we don't. The stars know what we lost. The stars know what we want. So if you hear me absent across some dark in my still on the shelf. I left your scarf by the door, like you might come back yourself. The house keeps you shaking, the dents on the couch and the ring on the wood where your glass leaned out. I still set 2 plates, then I laugh at my hands. Old habits are clever, they don't take commands. Outside the fig tree bends with fruit too heavy to hold. Even the fruit knows when a branch has gone cold. And I don't say your name when the room gets thin. I let it sit in my mouth like a note buried in the floorboards. Remember the weight of your steps. I hear you in the hallway, in the things I kept. The stars know what we lost. I took the long way down to the closed down cafe sign, past the pawn shop glass and the vinyl store at 9, where your red scarf used to catch the rain. I saw my own small shadow calling your name. I searched the corner booth where you stirred your tea, 2 chipped cups left there like a memory. The sugar jar was empty, the spoon was cold, but I still heard laughter in the chair you sold. Every old door still knows your shape, every cracked tile keeps a trace. I follow the smoke, I follow the glass, I follow the ghost of our old last kiss. Searching for you in old places, searching for you through old faces. I keep your name in my hands, searching for you where we began. Searching for you in the back room, searching for you in the blue moon. If I miss one turn, I circle back, searching for you on the same old track. At the laundromat, your denim coat still hangs in my mind on the machine that broke. I watched a woman fold white sheets slow, and every clean edge felt like letting go. Behind the bookstore there was our bench with a bent iron arm and the rusted dent. Your initials faded under chipped green paint. I pressed my thumb there like a prayer I make. The barber pole kept turning red, like all the things we never said. A kid ran past me with a paper kite, and I thought of your laugh in the thin night. Every mirror held your glance, every hallway held our dance. I traced the map you drew in time, a coffee stain, a crooked line. Searching for you in old places, searching for you through old faces. I keep your name in my hands, searching for you where we began. Searching for you in the back room, searching for you in the blue moon. If I miss one turn, I circle back, searching for you on the same old track. Maybe you moved to the far side of town, maybe you changed your hair and your sound. Maybe your life got loud and bright while mine stayed here in the edge of night. But I still listen for your shoes on tile, for that half smile, for that pause a while If you're a door, then I'm the key. If you're a street, then come find me. A muted horn says what I can't. The bass keeps time with my failing plans. Rain on the glass like a sophomore's code, telling me you are never too far to hold. I went back again to the station bench where you drew little hearts with a broken pen. The clock above had a tired face, and the whole old platform seemed to know your grace. I found a matchbook with your favorite bar, a bent up corner and a fading star. It smelled like cedar and a little gin. Like one more night I could still walk in. The door was locked, the room was bare, but your perfume memory hung in the air. Not in the glass, not in the wood, just in the way my heart still understood. Every old street keeps your tone, every empty seat feels like home. I follow the nick, I follow the bend, I keep on looking for the way we end. Searching for you in old places, searching for you through old faces. I keep your name in my hands, searching for you where we began. Searching for you in the back room, searching for you in the blue moon. If I miss one turn, I circle back, searching for you on the same old track. I searched the ashtray, I searched the stair, I searched the quiet that once had you there. And if you're gone, I'll still pretend some old place will bring you back again. Searching for you, soft and slow, searching for you where the small lights glow. If love leaves marks, they lead me through. Old places live when they still hold you. Rain on the glass again, painting small white roads down the pane. You left your cup half full by the sink, like you'd return in a minute. I folded the towel twice, set your book on the chair, kept the page. A little crease on the spine where your thumb used to rest, like a promise. The room keeps every trace, a collar, a comb, a note in the tray. And I keep hearing your laugh in the shape of the quiet after it fades. I should clear it all away, I should learn your name is past tense. But the rain keeps tapping time, and the old glass won't let me move on yet. Rain on the window, your name in my mind. Rain on the window, I still let it shine. I say your name slow, like a line in the dark. Rain on the window, and you are my heart. Rain on the window, your name in my mind. Rain on the window, I still let it shine. Every small drop writes you back Found your scarf in the hall, blue wool frayed at the edge, still carrying cedar and rain from that day. We missed the last train home. I stood by the stove a while, held the mug by its ear, watched the steam rise and break like a thought I was trying to keep near. There's a dent in the sofa arm from the way you would lean, as if the whole wide world could be held in a single red seam. And I know the clock keeps pace with the patient working moon. Still I wait for the door to speak your steps, for the key to turn back too soon. I can hear the hallway hum, I can feel the chair begin to sway. All these little honest things keep your shadow sitting here today. Rain on the window, your name in my mind. Rain on the window, I still let it shine. I say your name slow, like a light in the dark. Rain on the window, and you are my heart. Rain on the window, your name in my mind. Rain on the window, I still let it shine. Every small drop writes you back again. Rain on the window, my beautiful refrain. If I let the evening go, would it take you with it? Would the street outside finally stop calling me to relive it? Or is love a stubborn lamp burning low in the frame, even when the hand is gone, even when only rain remembers the name? So I stand in this blue lit room with the curtain breathing slow, and I let the memory come back in the only way I know. Rain on the window, your name in my mind. Rain on the window, I still let it shine. I say your name slow, like a light in the dark. Rain on the window, and you are my heart. Rain on the window, your name in my mind. Rain on the window, I still let it shine. Every small drop writes you back again. Rain on the window, my beautiful refrain. Rain on the window, soft as a vow. Rain on the window, I hear you now. Your name in my mind won't drift away. Rain on the window, stay, stay. You were standing by the pastry case, sugar on your sleeve. I was tracing circles in the foam I did not know I needed. The window held a rainy street. A taxi hissed by slow. You asked me if the seat was free, and I said, I suppose. Your laugh hit the glass like rain, small and bright and clean. The room was all apricot and smoke, like a page I'd never seen. I still remember the spoon you turned, the way you tapped the cup, like you were keeping time for me before I'd caught it up. And the band in the corner leaned into a tune. Your eyes said, stay a little. Mine said, maybe soon. The sugar in your hand made a little white hill. You looked at me like knowing was the quietest skill. The cafe where we first met, I still taste it in my mind. The cafe where we first met. You were there before I knew time. We were two slow heartbeats under one low amber glow. The cafe where we first met, and I never let it go. There was a cracked red booth for two, a menu with worn edges, a saucer ring on the tablecloth, and names carved in the hedges of your notebook page where you wrote one line, then crossed it out. You said your life had all been noise, but you knew a quieter route. I told you I had come along to hide from my own plans. You smiled like you had heard that line from 100 different hands. Then you asked me what I wanted most, and I laughed too fast and said, something simple, something honest, something that stays when it's red. Outside the rain kept folding in the shape of passing cars. Inside your voice put velvet on the distance between ours. The waiter said another round down by your fingertips, and every little clink of glass felt like a promise on the lips. You stirred the dark and waited, calm as if you knew the world was just the table and I was passing through. Then you said my name like it belonged to you. I looked up from the coffee and the whole room softened blue. The cafe where we first met, I still taste it in my mind. The cafe where we first met. You were there before I knew time. We were two slow heartbeats under one low amber glow. The cafe where we first met, and I never let it go. We talked about your crooked chair, my coat with the torn seam. You told me about your mother's laugh, how it lived inside your dreams. I told you about the train I missed, the job I almost took. You said, maybe missing things is how we learn to look. Then you reached for my napkin edge and folded it in half, like you were marking where to keep the part that made me laugh. You asked if I believed in signs. I said, I don't know, maybe. Then your hand brushed mine by accident, and that felt like the answer, baby. The sax had started singing low near the register light. The cups around us emptied out like the last soft notes of night. And when you said you had to go, you left me with your stare, as if you tucked a little fire and forgotten to ask it where. You stood with your umbrella half open by the door. I knew that if you left me, I'd be watching for you more. The bell above us trembled, thin as a silver thread. You turned and asked, will I see you? I found your note in the blue vinyl sleeve, by the lamp that leans like it knows the grief. Your name still curls in a careful hand, like a small white wave on a dark glass stand. The room kept quiet in its patient way, while the clock on the wall ran out the day. Your cup still waits with a ring of gold, and the chair by the window has gone cold. I touched the page and the paper shook, like it still remembered the way you looked. Not as a stranger, not as a dream, just the shape of a laugh in a seam of steam. And I thought I was past the ache, past the little crack in the frame, but the floorboard sighed when I read your line, and my heart fell back in time. Love became a memory, still close to me. Love became a memory that won't set me free. You were my only bloom, now it's just the room. Love became a memory, and it lives in me. Oh, it lives in me. Oh, it lives in me. Oh, it lives in me. There's a dent in the brass of the old front door, from the night you laughed and forgot the pour. You left your scarf on the back of the chair, a soft red thread in the winter air. I could throw it out, let it disappear, but the fabric holds every hidden year. Your perfume's gone, still the cloth holds on to a faint warm ghost of a dusk long gone. I saw two kids with their hands locked tight at the bakery stop in the early light, and I almost smiled, then I looked away, like the world was rude with its bright display. The city moved in a velvet blur, but every turn had a trace of her. Every crossing sign, every passing face pulled your shadow back into place. And I swore I was done with this, done with the bruise of the kiss. But the record spun and the needle sighed, and I felt you turn inside. Love became a memory, still close to me. Love became a memory that won't is a careful thief, taking the gold, leaving the leaf. Maybe every vow is a glass of rain, clear for a moment then filled with pain. I don't hate the way you left, I hate the echo that stayed in my chest. How a single song can open the door, and I'm 16 again on the kitchen floor. Still, I bless the years we had, even the sweet ones, even the bad. 'Cause what we were was a fire that shone bright enough to miss when it's gone. Love became a memory, still close to me. Love became a memory that won't set me free. You were my only bloom, now it's just the room. Love became a memory, and it lives in me. Love became a memory, still close to me. Love became a memory that won't set me free. I hear your name at night in the low street light. Love became a memory, but it stays in me. So I leave the note in the blue vinyl sleeve. Let the shadows fold, let the silence breathe. If you ever come back, if you ever see how love became a memory, then you'll know where I'll be.